Welcome back to News Geelong as we continue with the action-packed world of Geelong sport with our sport official Nathan Curry. Good evening, Nathan.
Thanks very much, Meryl. It's good to see you and it's good to be back in the studio. Now we'll jump straight into sport tonight because there is plenty happening around in Geelong, and we'll turn our attention firstly to the Geelong Football League. Now Newtown and Chilwell is back into their first finals campaign since 2007, and one of the reasons is Len Alford. He's been the head trainer down there for 36 years. And News Geelong caught up with him to talk about his time at the club and also his experiences at Skilled Stadium.
Lenny Alford, the man of the moment, as he is beginning the strapping of the Newtown and Chilwell players before their game today on Skilled Stadium. Lenny, how long have you been doing this?
A few years.
Come on, how long?
About 36.
About 36. And viewers, these are the legs of Daniel Goodwin. How many times do you put these together?
Couple.
Lenny, you've been a great man at Newtown and Chilwell. What keeps you at the club?
Oh, so we can annoy all these blokes.
You get to annoy these blokes?
Annoy them all.
Yeah. And your great soup on Tuesday night has become a tradition at the club?
I put some carrots in it now.
You put some carrots in it?
Peas in now.
And you mix it. But it has been a large part of your life and a very important part of your life, as well as you have been to the club.
Oh, yeah, I've enjoyed every minute. I'll stay there till they get sick of me.
And some of the great characters that you've come across in your time at Newtown and Chilwell?
Oh, Lee Crichton, a lot, you know. There's a lot of people, Basil Flynn, everyone. Chris over here, he's a bit of a problem to me.
And Lenny, amongst some of the greats that you've worked with up at Newtown and Chilwell, what about the club's games record holder, Noel Fanning? How would you rate him?
Yeah, good player, very good. No, he's the type of bloke that he'd carry an injury, I can't get around that one, and he'd be out next day running the corky out, but no, good player. Hard player.
Hard player.
Yeah, but very good.
Your typical day for you up at Ellerslie Reserve, you arrive early in the morning and you're basically first to leave, first to get there and last to leave.
Yeah, about 6 o'clock in the morning time I get there and get everything organised. Then probably about 6 the time we clean up and before I go home.
And you work hard to keep up to speed with the information needed to be able to treat the soft tissue injuries particularly?
Yeah, well, normally we go to some cinemas on injuries and that, and you learn by experience basically. I think a lot of it is common sense, and so really that's about it. You just got to know what you do and when to do it, and if you're not sure what to do, you go straight to the doctors, send them straight to hospital or so they can get proper treatment. If you don't know, you keep out of that. All you can do is refer them to a doctor to get treatment.
And throughout your time at Newtown and Chilwell, Lenny, you've seen the highs and the lows, and at the particular time with the new facilities up at Newtown and Chilwell seniors in the finals, along with the reserves, the club seems to be on the up and up.
Yeah, I'd give them maybe next year. We'll be looking around for probably 2 or 3 good players. Then we'll be a force to reckon with. And all our juniors are great, so we've got good kids coming up through the ranks, about 300 kids, and so they're your future. And if you can hang on to them and develop them, well, see, today you just can't go out buying players. It's too much money. So if you can have your own players, well, you're halfway home. No, I just think this year we've done well. And next year I'm sure we'll be well and truly in there. Well, we're in before this year, so you can't do any better than that.
And it's another element of your experience with the Newtown and Chilwell Football Club, your commitment with the Eagles is to the juniors. Some great juniors have come through in your time up there. Yeah,
well, I'd say the under-16 team we've got now is probably, I'd say, one of the best under-16 teams I've seen at Newtown. They won the flag. So, that's really good for the club. So they'll go to under-18s next year. We'll see, you know what I mean? They'll be the top side. You get young blokes coming up through the ranks to play under-18s. And then if they get developed properly and get coached properly, well, they're going to end up probably playing senior players.
Now, we know what it means to a player to play down at Skilled Stadium. What's it like for a trainer during finals to come down to the home of football in Geelong at Skilled Stadium?
Yeah, I like it, yeah. It's probably I've been down there a fair bit, you know what I mean, on the MCG and that, so it's more or less, a game for me.
Thanks very much for your time, Len. Well, everybody's talking about the big grand final clash this weekend in the Geelong and District Football League between Bellpost Hill and East Geelong. Now, East Geelong had a big win over Inverleith on the weekend, and News Geelong caught up with their chairman of selectors, Tom Perrott, to talk about that match and the big grand final.
Tom, well done today. You got on top of them early and you're able to keep up the pressure as the game wore on.
Yeah, we felt, look, after coming in and watching them play last Sunday, we felt that if we, got a good start, we could try and maybe crush them early and go on with the job. And, obviously, it's good to put together 4 quarters this week. Last week we weren't so flash against Bellpost, so, we went. This week the focus was about redeeming ourselves, and hopefully we get another chance to do that obviously next week.
Yeah, obviously it worked out that few players were a bit sore and injured, and you sort of got into them early and made sure that you worked them over a bit, and their midfield weren't able to keep up with yours.
Yeah, we felt, look, if we brought some physicality to the game with some older experienced players and some bigger bodies, that were able to perhaps maybe knock them off the footy and and maybe obviously provide ourselves with a bit more forward entries and all those types of things. So we just backed ourselves in. We needed more intensity at the contest. There wasn't enough intensity last week. We know that wasn't good enough. And like we said, we came out here today hoping to get ourselves another crack at Bellpost Hill, and we've obviously got that now.
Yeah, and just finally, Ryan Closter and Lucas Murphy worked very well today, and to kick 7 in a prelim's a good effort.
Yeah, the boys did really well. Hopefully, like we said, hopefully they can do the same thing next week. It's all about building up, and we'll go home today and start our rehab and get ourselves right and get firing, and hopefully get ourselves a good result next week. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And just finally, do you think next week there'll be some different sort of game stuff, or you just keep to the same structures that you've gone with all year?
Oh, you never know, mate. You just never know on the day.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks very much, Tom. Now, before I go, just a quick reminder that you can watch the GDFL final live. That's the grand final live this Saturday at 2 p.m. here on Channel 31, or if you're lucky enough to have a digital tally, Digital 44 as well. Well, I'll be back at Friday night, but until then, it's back to you, Meryl.
Thank you, Nathan. And we look forward to your company again on Friday night. Now to the Geelong and Surf Coast weather with Sophie Miller. Now, Sophie, we're getting tempted with these beautiful fine days and then rain. Can we put the winter woolies away yet?
Thank you, Meryl. Now to take a look at the predicted weather conditions over the next 6 days. For Thursday, we're looking at a top temperature of 16 degrees, partly cloudy with some isolated showers in the evening. Friday, we're looking at a maximum temperature of 14 degrees, partly cloudy, scattered showers and some possible hail. For Saturday, we're looking at a top temperature of 14 degrees, a few showers and some possible hail again. Sunday, we're looking at a top temperature of 16 degrees, cloudy and a shower or two. For Monday, the top temperature will be around 16 degrees, partly cloudy with some scattered showers. Tuesday, the maximum temperature will be 15 degrees, mostly cloudy, cool and breezy. Today, Wednesday, the top temperature was 15 degrees. We had a mostly sunny morning with some isolated showers in the early afternoon. That's the weather over the next 6 days. Thank you, and it's back to you, Meryl.
Thank you, Sophie, and we'll see you on Friday. And thank you for joining us on News Geelong this Wednesday evening. I'm Meryl Friend, and from all the team at News Geelong, have a good evening and a great night.